If you're hearing something that sounds like rain, that's because it's raining. Hi, hello, it's Katie, featuring a thunderstorm. I want to film this video, and it is just thundering, it is freaking clapping and slapping outside, it is wet, it is dreary, but listen. We're here to do an unhaul, okay? If you haven't met me, hi, hello. I do a booktube thing, and my name's Katie. If you want to subscribe, that's up to you, honestly. But what we're gonna do, I have like 29-ish books here that I'm gonna be unhauling. One of them I'm not sure about. It might be 30. I'm just not sure yet, but I do regular unhauls. So what I do is I put books behind my closet door, and those are the books that either I am unsure about or that I have read recently and I don't think I'm gonna hold on to. And then a month later, I'll go back and look at them, and if they don't excite me anymore, I end up unhauling them. I am really, really, really obsessed with unhauling books, like with Marie Kondoing everything. I'm obsessed. Like, I have the books that are right here are ones I've read. These ones are ones that are to be read. That's what TBR stands for, if I mentioned that in the video. And then I have a bookcase outside of books to keep as well. So I basically have like one bookshelf and then one singular shelf. And that's like all the books that I keep. Is that tangent making any of this make sense? I don't know. But one thing I do want to say is that I am going to go ahead and apologize if any of these books that I'm unhauling were gifted to me by a publisher, by a subscription service, by a subscriber, by any of you, by my friends. I very rarely get rid of books that I have not read when they're a gift. So there might be one or two of those that I haven't read, and I will give a reason as to why I'm getting rid of them. But I believe that I'm like, you gifted me a book. I read it, I tried it, I experienced it, I thank you so much for the experience, I really, really appreciate it, but the book doesn't need to stay in my life, or maybe I didn't enjoy the book. I am going to give reasons why I'm getting rid of all of them, but I just wanted to put a little disclaimer because I don't want anybody to be upset if I'm getting rid of a book that you have gifted me. All that to say, let's jump right into the freaking video. The first set of books that I'm going to be unhauling are going to be books that I have a second copy of or I like the other copy more. First of which, let's talk about multiple copies for a second. The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is a book that I have 3 copies of. I have a paperback I've annotated. I have this the second hardback that I got. First one I returned because it wasn't the copy of it that I wanted. And I annotated in this, and then this is one that I found like a month ago at Half Price Books, and clearly have annotated and highlighted in. So this one is kind of like a yellow tinting on the pages, and it had some markings in it. This one was brand new, and I could not leave Half Price Books without it. Like, are you kidding me? Hello? So I'm going to be keeping this one. I'm going to be gifting this one to someone else because this book is incredibly hard to find. They do not make this book anymore. They make it in the new version, which is hideous. It's hideous. I have a bone to pick. Whoever made that book cover needs help. They need serious help. But anyway, I'm going to be gifting this one. It is absolutely a stunner, and this is one of my favorite books I have ever read. Speaking of favorite books, all 4 of these are going to be favorite books because clearly if I'm buying a second copy of them, it's a favorite, but that's going to be Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. So this was so kindly gifted to me as well as this, which was so crazy. I think this one came in on like Book Depository, I think, and this one from Amazon, but this is the US edition, and I did not realize that the US edition, it's like a newspaper print, and it makes your fingers like inky, like it will turn your fingers black, and it's much bigger, and this one is in black and white, and this one is in that like really cute black, white, and blue, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this version, and it's floppy. It's also way thinner than this one. I didn't realize that, and I do not like the US editions like at all. So I'm gonna wait for the 4th one to get the UK edition, and then I'll be also unhauling that US edition. But obviously, I mean, Heartstopper is an absolute stunner. It's amazing, and like, why have you all not read it yet? I won't even have to explain myself on this one, but Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Do you see this? Now, do you see this? What? Oh my God. And this is hilarious because this version Grace really likes, and she wants this version, so I'm going to gift this to her. She hasn't read it, but she's watched a bunch of the adaptations of the movie, and she really loves it, and she wants to read it one day. So I'm going to gift her this version, and I'm going to keep the Penguin Penguin in Bloom edition. This is absolutely stunning. This is one of the prettiest books I own. It has like, well, it has my little gift note in there, but it has like this book belongs to. It's just so freaking pretty, and it's way more readable to me because the font is a little bit bigger than this one. But Grace loves this one, so I'm going to gift this to her and keep this edition. My last book I'm getting rid of because I have 2 copies is one you've heard me talk about so many times, and that is Mondays to Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is actually an ARC copy, which is Advanced Reader Edition, or Advanced Reader Copy, if you don't know what that is. This I actually found at the Book Nook, which is like a used bookstore, and you're not supposed to sell ARCs, but like, do I care? No. I was so excited to find it. But I read this copy, and I loved it. I loved it. This made me sob my freaking eyes out when I was like drunk at 3 a.m. just freaking crying at the ending. But then I actually found this at Half Price Books, and it is, wait, no, did I buy this? Yeah, I bought this for myself. I was like, oh my God, if this is a gift, I'm gonna be like, ooh, so embarrassed. No, I bought this for myself. I got this at a Half Price Books, and it is such a stunner. I think this is so beautiful, and it's such a red moment. And I was like, Katie, you read this one. But I was like, no. Like, do you see this? I don't need to say anything else. Next, we're going to get into books that are on my TBR or books that I have not read yet, but I am now feeling like I do not have the desire to read them, so I'm going to gift them to a new home, the first of which being Birthday by Meredith Russo. I do kind of want to read it, but like the kind of is not strong, and I've picked this book up so many times and just set it right back down because it's YA contemporary fiction, and I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's just not exciting. And I know that there's like several people I really trust their opinion have liked this, but it doesn't seem like I'm gonna love it. And if I'm just gonna like it, and I know that going in, I just don't feel like I should waste my time. So I'm going to give this back to the Half Price Books where it came from. And a similar story is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. I also got this from Half Price Books. It's also going back to Half Price Books. I know that people have said this is like a really hard-hitting YA contemporary fiction, but it's YA contemporary fiction. Like, I just don't really care about contemporary fiction. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I'm sure it's good, but I think that I'm just gonna listen to the audio because this is not capturing me. Like, I'm sure it's good, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out. The blasphemy of this next one, y'all, guys. The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I feel like people are like, what are you doing? It's Britt Bennett. I just don't care. I'm sure it's good, but I just don't want to pick it up. I just don't want to read it. I'm just not feeling so inclined. I don't want to. I think I got it for like $3 at an Ollie's in Florida when I did that Florida vacation trip with Grace like a couple months ago. I'm sure it's great, but I don't see myself picking it up. The next one, I think that I mentioned in an unhaul before, and I forgot to get rid of it. Maybe I second guessed it, but The Shadows by Alex North. I love this cover so much, and I bought this from Book of the Month. And I kind of want to read it, but then I kind of also don't care. And I don't feel like I hear that many people talk about it where I'm like, am I going to prioritize this over other thrillers and stuff? Like, this is what I thought to myself. When I saw this, I was like, am I going to prioritize this over The Hunting Wives? No, I'm not. So why am I keeping it? Am I keeping it for a rainy day? I already have books I'm keeping for a rainy day. Like The Wife Between Us and An Anonymous Girl, which I am kind of excited about. So I'm like, those I'll keep for a rainy day. I don't need to hold on to this. These next couple books were sent to me unsolicited, and I just do not have a desire to read them. The first of which, I have no idea what this is about. It says KJ Kelter's The Monster, and it's very thin. It's clearly self-published. But I tried to look up KJ Kelter like on my Instagram. I tried to look him up on my email, on Google. I can't find the guy on Google. I can't find it on Goodreads. I'm like, what is this? Part of me is intrigued, but then also I'm like, no. I don't know. Part of me is like, who sent this to me and why? Reach out to me. If you sent this to me, reach out to me, because right now I'm kind of like, what the heck? What? I don't know. I might hold on to it for like another week, and if somebody messages me and if any of you have heard of this, please comment down below. If you haven't, then I'll just pass it on. And then we have a book that Book of the Month sent me, and that is Things We Lost to the Water by Eric Nyung. I don't think I'm pronouncing that loud. No, Eric Wynn, sorry. This book sounds really beautiful, but it doesn't sound like something that I'm going to really care about. And this was sent to me by Book of the Month because they sponsor some of my videos, which is very amazing. And I have kept a lot of the books, but this one I just don't see myself actually reading. It's like, it almost sounds like kind of Pachinko-esque. And I read Pachinko and I thought it was beautiful, but like, I would never read it again, and it was just not really my steez, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm ever gonna read this. This book is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. This is so, do you see this? It feels so good in my hands. It's like a freaking brick. Oops. Just got some publisher content coming out of there. The Five Wounds by Kirsten Valdez Quad. Definitely not pronouncing that right. This was sent to me by Literati because I did do a video with Literati and they sent me this book. I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read it. It's so pretty. I want to like it, but I can't even bring myself to finish reading the summary. That's how much it's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm going to pass this on, unfortunately, because I wish I could keep this cover on my shelf, but I know myself and I'm never going to read it. This is a book that I was sent by a lovely subscriber, and it was so cute, and it has like a little bookmark in it, and it has like a cocktail recipe and everything. It is The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. Now, the problem here is that I was actually offered an arc of the audiobook for this, and I turned it down because it just like didn't seem that great. And then I haven't heard very many good things about it. I've heard people just say like, it's okay. And then I also asked Olivia. Olivia was like, oh my God, no, don't get rid of it. It was good. And I said, was it good or was it great? She was like, well, it was a pretty good time. I was like, okay, is it like a 3-star? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, then I'm going to get rid of it. If you're telling me it was a 3-star, like, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my time, sis. But I do appreciate the girl that sent it to me because she actually said that she read it and she didn't really enjoy it, but she was passing it on to me in hopes that it would be my thing. And that's so nice. But I'm not going to read it. I feel so bad about this one. I feel so bad. Uzumaki by Junji Ito. Someone sent this to me for my birthday. It's in my birthday unboxing. Thank you so much. But I have read several of Junji Ito's books since that time because I was trying to read them for Summerween. I was really trying to cram it in. I read Tomi. I read Frankenstein. I read part of one of his other books. Can't remember which one it was now. I feel like I've read a third one of his books. I don't know, but I have not really enjoyed them. I'm not a huge fan, or really even a kind of fan, of Junji Ito's illustrations. I think I just really jumped on the hype train of horror manga, which I am still interested in horror manga for sure. But I don't like his endings. I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. I'm not. Like, I thought Tomi was good. It was 4 stars. But even now, I'm like, me. They just don't have endings. There's no endings. I just don't like it. So I'm not going to read any more of Junji Ito's books, and that includes Uzumaki. All of the books here on out I have read, and either I didn't enjoy, or maybe I really did enjoy, but not enough to keep it. And if you'll notice on this channel, I unhaul books all the time. Because yeah, maybe a book I gave 5 stars and I really loved it, but it wasn't like enough to keep it. Like, I'm never going to read it again, or it just didn't stick in my head and I don't need to see it. Like, it's not sparking joy, you know? Like, let's be real. I'm a huge Marie Kondo fan. I'm such a Marie Kondo fan that it, like, gives me anxiety looking at things and wanting to get rid of them. Like, when I'm looking at my shelves, I'm like, I need to know for sure that I'm not going to be staring at it going, do I need that? Do I need it? Because I do that. But these, all the ones that are behind me, I'm like, yeah, no. 100% success. They're all staying. I'm obsessed with them. Yes. And in case you're wondering if there's a book that you've heard me talk about that I really love that's not behind me, it's because all of my like black, white, and gray books and then series are outside on my roommate and I's shared bookshelf. So that's why you're not seeing like Gone Girl and A Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires and stuff like that. But anyway, the first book, these books are kind of in like chronological order in terms of like when I read them, starting with like the book I read the longest ago to the book I read the most recently. Anyway, first of which is going to be Long Bright River by Liz Moore. I'm pretty sure this is another book that I mentioned in my last unhaul and then just didn't get rid of. But I'm going to get rid of it. I think this cover is absolutely stunning. I'm absolutely obsessed. I loved it. And I really, really, really like this book. I think the physical reading experience and the audio are both fantastic, but I don't think I need to keep it. I think it's really good, but it's just not good enough to stay on the shelf. Next being The Baron the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. Now, this is a book that I wanted to love so bad, and I was gifted this book, but then I was also... Yikes. Okay, so I own this whole series on audio. I bought the whole series. Why would I do that? Why would I do that when I hadn't read the first book? Why would I do that? I do that all the time. Like, if I'm gonna buy a series, I buy the whole thing because I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, I read this and I was just bored. I was bored. I know everybody has said this, so it's not just me, and I'm grateful for it. But you just keep reading the book thinking something's gonna happen, and then the characters keep being like, not yet. And then the climax just holds off. And the climax comes, and they're like, no, give me another year. And the climax is like, okay, no, get to the point. I'm ranting. Okay, I really wanted to love this. I think it's beautifully written. I think it's an amazing ode to like Russian culture, Russian literature, everything. But it was just kind of boring, and I'm not a big like atmospheric reader. And if you are an atmospheric reader, this is for you. But for me, it was a 2-star. Here's one I really enjoyed, but am not going to keep, and that is In an Absent Dream by Shauna Maguire. I loved this book. I really loved it. It was so good. Well, I say loved it. I liked it, and that's the thing, is that I'm not a fan of the standalone books in the Wayward Children series. This is the 4th book. Yeah, the 4th book. I gave this 4 stars. I really liked it, but I'm not going to read it again. It doesn't have anything to do with like the plot of the series. It's kind of just like a novella off to the side, and while it was fun, it's not necessary. Let's just go ahead and knock this all out in one go. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. And oh my god, The Toll by Neil Shusterman. Okay. I read this with Grace. We buddy read it. And we hated it. We hated it. 1 star. Absolutely hated it. The characters, horrible. So bad. I'm not like other girls. So annoying. The concept of this book is fantastic. I think we actually gave it 2 stars because the concept is so good. But the book was bad. The book is Grace is the only person that agrees with me, so I'm looking right at you, Grace. Like, hello, thank you for being my best friend and agreeing with me about, like, all bookish opinions. Hello? We hated it, and then we tried to read Thunderhead, and we could not do it. We got, like, a 1/4 of the way in and DNF'd it, and then I've also heard that The Toll is, like, a really terrible ending to the series, so there's literally no point for me to even continue with this. I hated it. I know so many of you love it. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Like, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I think that the concept of this story is so good, but clearly it wasn't for me. A book that I previously mentioned that I did enjoy is Tomi by Junji Ito. The concept of this one, I think, of all the concepts of his books, this one will be my favorite. I thought it was good, but it's not great, and I didn't like the ending, and it took way too damn long to read. I wish I liked it more. I think that this book is for other people. I understand why other people like it, but his writing style and his illustration style it just doesn't hit the mark for me. The blasphemy that I'm about to get from this book. The hate that I'm about to get for unhauling this. The Vanishing Cat by Brett. Okay, listen, it's a good book. That's really all I have to say. It's a good book. It's good. It was a little bit boring. But it's good. It is a good book, but I'm never going to reread it. And it didn't, like, touch me. So I don't need to keep it on my shelf. But I do highly recommend reading it. Like, this would be the same thing with, like, The Death of Vivek Oji. I read these in the same week, I think. And both of them I thought were very good. But if I owned... No, and I think I did get rid of a copy of The Death of Vivek Oji. Didn't I buy that from Book of the Month? I don't know. If I did, I got rid of it. Same thing with this. Thought it was very good. I gave it like 3.5 stars. I thought it was really good, but it's not great for me. Happy to be letting this one go. You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. I read this. I love the cover. It's so cool. But I didn't like this book. I gave it 2 stars. I just thought it was boring. I thought it was really boring. I was really waiting for something to happen. And then by the time something happens, it's literally this far in that anything actually even freaking happens. The rest of it's just like metaphysical nonsense. And I don't care. I don't care. I thought that the concept of like her being in her head and all was really cool, but it was underutilized. Like the potential of this book, astronomical. And there were things about this book, like there was like the writing style. Everybody loves Katrina Leno's writing style. Well, that was fine. I'm not a big writing style kind of person, I guess. Like I want like murder, mayhem, magic. You know what I'm saying? And I actually have 2 of her other books that are still in my TBR because I'm not sure if I'm ready to part with them yet, just because I wasn't a huge fan of this book. So I'm still holding out hope that those will be good. I actually was going to do a Katrina Leno reading vlog, and then when I finished this one and gave it 2 stars, I like couldn't do it. I was like, no. If we read the other ones, they're going to be way later down the line. I can't do it right now. So I'm going to get rid of this one, sadly. Of Woman in Salt by Gabriela Garcia. This was sent to me by Literati, and I do have a dedicated reading vlog for this. I thought the book was good, but it's not something that I would have picked up. It's not something that I would have chosen for myself, and I didn't like love it. It was a good time. The book, this is one of those books where you're like, I know it's good. I read it. I recognize that the book is good, but it's not fun for me, so I'm not going to keep it. This one breaks my heart. This breaks my heart. House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I love this book. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I'm obsessed, but I'm not going to reread it. Like, that's the thing. Like, is this purple on the inside? It is. Also, I hate the color purple. Literally doesn't matter at all for this video, but just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyway, this book is so weird. It's all magical surrealism, and it's fucking creepy as shit, and I loved it, but I'm not going to reread it. I just know that I'm not. I won't, and I'm not gonna, so why should I keep it? And then I have 2 books from my Pride monthly reading vlog that I did, the first of which is Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. I adore these characters so much. This is it's a spin-off novella of Solitaire, which I have not read, but these are the characters from Heartstopper. I just don't feel like they work in this style. I don't think they work written out like this in a long format, structurally. It's just, it doesn't work. I think the drawings of them are perfect. I think you can build it up in your head how you want, but reading it all laid out for you was just kind of disappointing for me. I mean, I love Alice Oseman. She's fantastic. I gave this 4 stars. Maybe I gave it 3 stars. Did I give this 3 stars? No, I gave it 4 stars because there is a lot of really cute illustration in this book. Like, let me just find. Like, look at that. That's so freaking cute. Where's like, oh my God, there's like photos of them. Oh my God, precious. I like that. And I liked getting more of a story of like what happens to them years later after Heartstopper. But I'm not going to read it again. And I wasn't like fulfilled. Like, I was kind of disappointed reading this. So. And then we have a 5-star. This is a sapphic romance, You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I really love this book. I think this is such an amazing YA contemporary. It's fantastic. It's very romantic. I loved it. But I listened to this on audio and then read some of it physically, like probably like 1/4 of it physically and 3/4 on audio. And I really like the audiobook. So I know that if I want to reread this in case they make a movie out of it, because I definitely see Netflix making a movie out of this. But if they do make a movie out of it, I'm just going to listen to it on audio. And the last couple books I have read very recently, and that is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I'm obsessed with this cover. Do you see it? It's so beautiful. This is okay. I really enjoyed this book. Really enjoyed it, but the ending sucked. The ending sucked. Like, I'm struggling to sit here and tell you I could have written it better, but I definitely wouldn't have done that. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people really love this. But then again, I gave The Silent Patient 1 star because I hated the characters so much and loved the ending. And this one, I loved the characters and hated the ending. Just wasn't for me. But I gave this 4 stars because the rest of the journey was so good. It was really just like that plot twist that I thought sucked. And then we have Layla by Colleen Hoover. I really enjoy this book, but I own the audio, so I don't need to do both. I own the audio. This is really good. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, which I was very surprised by, especially because Gabby sent me this book and she said, I don't think this is really your thing, but I want to see what you think about it. And she refused to tell me anything about it, which I'm so happy because this took me by such surprise and I really loved it. It's a paranormal romance. And I want to read more of Colleen Hoover's books, but I'm a little scared because the thing that did not intrigue me in this book at all was the romance. I was very insta-love, like I just didn't think it was that great, but the paranormal parts of this book I really enjoyed, but I'm just going to keep the audio and get rid of the physical book. And then I have a similar situation with Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, or that's a pen name, it's actually Shauna McGuire. I think this book is so pretty, but I do own Into the Drowning Deep on audio. I bought that for myself. So I think this is a book that is much better, not acquired, it's much better consumed on audio format, in my opinion. It's a very eerie audio. It's very atmospheric. I really liked it. And I do think that the writing in this book is very dense. So I would suggest the audio over the physical book. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. You would have just seen it in my Summerween video not that long ago. I really liked it, but I don't need to hold on to the physical book. And the reason I said this was like 29, maybe 30 books is because of My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I don't know what I want to do with this book. I don't know. This is the only one. This is the only book that was sitting behind my closet door that I can't bring myself to decide whether I want to get rid of it, because I don't know. I really liked it, but I didn't like love it, but I really liked it, but I love the cover. And also you know what? Actually, I might hold on to this for a little while because I think this is getting made into a movie. I have not heard that announced anywhere, but there's a guy that I work with that's an actor that said that he auditioned for a character in this movie. And I was like, I didn't know that was getting made into a movie. He was like, well, they're casting it. I was like, oh, okay. Or maybe they already did. Maybe the movie's already filmed. I just didn't look it up. I don't know, but I kind of want to hold on to the book for that. I don't know. It was good. It was funny. It made me cry in the end. I'm keeping it. Okay, guys, that is going to wrap it up for all 29, we've decided, books that I'm going to be unhauling for now. I know you're going to be seeing another one of these in like 1 month because I read books super fast and I get rid of books like it could cure cancer. Like, I'm obsessed. Also, if you're thinking about filming an unhaul and you're like, I don't know, does anybody even want to see that? I do. I don't care who you are. I don't care if the video is an hour long. I don't care if you're literally the most monotone, boring person in the entire world. I will watch your unhaul. If you have posted an unhaul on YouTube, I've watched it. Like, I'm obsessed with watching them. I need to get better about commenting on people's videos, but like, trust me, if you've filmed it and posted it, I've seen it. Anyway, I hope you also love this video. If you did, you could like this video, you could subscribe if you feel so inclined. I will also have my Instagram and my Goodreads linked down below if you want more of my bookish thoughts and opinions and just stuff. Just get to know me, you know what I'm saying? And leave, if you've gotten this far into the video, leave the emoji of the girl doing this. I love that one because it's so like, no. Like, it's just so blatant and I love it. So leave the emoji of the girl doing this and I will see you in a video coming very, very soon. Have an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever you're having, and I will see you very soon. Bye.